Today we will explore the origins, transformations, and myths surrounding this legendary figure, delving into the rich and complex universe of werewolf folklore. Part 1: Origins and Curses. Multicultural origins. The history of the werewolf is one of the oldest and most widespread among folk legends around the world. This narrative transcends cultural boundaries, being found in various cultures, including European, American, Asian, and African. Each culture has its own versions and interpretations of the werewolf legend, but there are fundamental similarities that unite them. Curses and transformations. Central to the werewolf story is the idea of a curse or transformation that occurs, usually during the full moon. The affected person is often portrayed as a being who becomes a wolf, a human-wolf hybrid, or even a giant wolf with human characteristics. The transformation is often involuntary and associated with feelings of pain, distress, and loss of control over oneself. Variations and mythology. Although the basic idea of a human turning into a wolf is common, the variations in werewolf stories are vast. Some cultures believe that the curse is passed from one generation to another through bites or curses cast by witches or warlocks. Other cultures see the werewolf as a supernatural entity or a figure cursed by mysterious forces. In some stories, the transformation into a werewolf is seen as a blessing or a magical ability, while in others, it is portrayed as an unwanted curse. Meanings and interpretations. The werewolf legend has been interpreted in various ways throughout history. Sometimes it is seen as a metaphor for the wilder and more primitive aspects of human nature, while other times it is interpreted as a representation of the fear of the unknown or the duality of human existence. In many cultures, the werewolf is seen as a symbol of power, strength, and courage, but also as a warning about the dangers of lust, violence, and lack of control. Cultural influences. The story of the werewolf continues to inspire works of art, literature, cinema, and popular culture in general. From ancient folk narratives to modern horror films, the werewolf remains an iconic and frightening figure that continues to intrigue and captivate the human imagination. Its presence in popular culture is a testament to the enduring fascination people have with mystery, the supernatural, and the unknown. Part 2: Transformations and Hunts. Full moon nights. In werewolf narratives, transformations usually occur during full moon nights when lunar influence is at its peak. The full moon is considered the moment when the curse manifests most strongly, leading to the affected person's metamorphosis into their lupin form. Metamorphosis and bestiality. During the transformation, the person affected by the werewolf undergoes a physical metamorphosis, assuming characteristics of a wolf or a creature that is half human, half wolf. This bestial form is often depicted as larger, stronger, and fiercer than the original human form. Roaming the forests. Once transformed, werewolves often roam the forests in search of prey. They become relentless hunters, using their heightened senses and supernatural strength to track and capture their prey. Dense and dark forests provide the perfect setting for the werewolves' nocturnal hunts, offering them cover and opportunities to ambush their victims. Terror in villages and hamlets. The appearances of werewolves in inhabited areas cause panic and terror among the local residents. Villages and hamlets are often targets of werewolf attacks, leaving a trail of destruction and death in their wake. Fear of the unknown and a sense of helplessness in the face of supernatural creatures contribute to the atmosphere of terror surrounding these communities. Hunters and confrontations. Faced with the threat posed by werewolves, brave hunters and heroes emerge willing to confront the creatures to protect their communities. Confrontations between humans and werewolves are frequent in these stories, resulting in epic battles between good and evil, humanity and bestiality. These confrontations often test the limits of courage, determination, and survival for both the hunters and the werewolves themselves. Part 3: Myths and Superstitions. Connection to mythology and local beliefs. Werewolf legends are intricately linked to the mythologies and local beliefs of different cultures around the world. These narratives reflect the fears, concerns, and traditions of each community, adding layers of meaning and complexity to the figure of the werewolf. Transmission of the curse. One of the most common superstitions associated with werewolves is the belief that the curse can be transmitted from one person to another through bites or curses cast by witches, warlocks, or other supernatural entities. This idea fuels fear and distrust within communities, leading people to suspect each other and take precautions against potential infectees. Role of witches and warlocks. In werewolf stories, witches and warlocks often play a significant role as bearers of the curse or as those who have the power to cast enchantments upon people. They are seen as sinister and powerful figures, capable of controlling and manipulating supernatural forces for their own purposes. Rituals and protections. To protect against the werewolf curse, many communities adopt rituals and superstitious practices. This may include the use of amulets, talismans, or magical potions, as well as the performance of religious ceremonies or purification rituals. These measures are seen as a way to ward off evil and ensure people's safety against supernatural threats. Cultural variations. While the basic idea of a curse transmitted by witches or warlocks is common in many werewolf stories, cultural variations can add nuances and unique details to this narrative. In some cultures, the werewolf may be associated with other supernatural creatures such as vampires or demons, while in others, it may be seen as a more ambiguous figure, capable of being both a source of terror and protection depending on the circumstances. So, this is today's video. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel to not miss the next stories and leave your like. See you later.